All right, so today I'm going to be going over my project. I said that I was going to build a game and then I was going to Steam before the end of next year. I've been doing some research to see what was going to be popular by searching Google Trends and that kind of thing. And I settled on an RC car game. I don't want it hyper realistic, but I also don't want it too arcadey. Shooting for that sort of in the middle area, and I can show you what I have so far. And let's see, so what I have going so far. I have the stadium truck with suspension. It's pretty realistic, but still not like super realistic. And then I made this little ground here with the jump on it, single jump, and I tried to make a berm, but it looks really bad. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to make a better test track for this so I can test the handling over different situations. I'm going to make the test track in Blender and export it into Unity. And the reason why I'm doing that is I know Unity has its own terrain tools and they're pretty awesome. But I've noticed that the terrain, when you generate them and you generate more than one, say I want to have 20 tracks, take up a lot of disk space. I don't know what it is about them that takes up that disk space. I don't know if it's the texture I'm putting on them or whatever, but I'm going to try to do it with Blender. I'm going to, tailor make my geometry and my textures and import them in and see what I can get going on today. Real quick, I need to start my other stream source. Real quick. Alright, I want to get this done real quick. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I did get a little discouraged. As soon as I decided on which one I'm going to do, I'm going to build this RC car game. As soon as I decided, it turns out that someone else is building an RC car game, and they're doing a really good job, and they've been working on it for a while. I got a little discouraged, but then I was thinking, like there's room for more than just one good RC car game. So I'm going to continue on, and just because someone else is doing something that you're working on, doesn't mean that you can't keep going. So we'll see what happens. Alright. Both streams are going now. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat room. And we'll see what's going on. Alright, so right now I just have this single little track with a single double here in the middle and a little speed bump right here. I want to make more. I want to make a better track. So like I said, I'm going to use Blender. I'm going to start here. So I'm going to hit Shift A. I'm going to add a mesh. I'm going to add a plane. And I do know that this thing needs to be pretty big. Like in the 700 range. I know that sounds... Actually, I'm going to go a little less deep, but more wide. Like that. Let me zoom out here. So now I have this plane. You can see this clipping. If you experience this in Blender, there is this clip section right here, and you can just crank that up until it stops clipping on you. I am fortunate enough to have a really nice PC that can run lots of mesh. If you don't have that, you might turn that down. So this gets us started, but it's just a silly blank plane. What I need to do, actually, before I do this, I'm going to bring in my truck body for scale. I want to make sure that I have the jumps to scale and the track to scale. So what I will do, import, I'll import an FBX, and somewhere in here, assets, models, truck body, import the FBX. You can see my truck is actually pretty big, so even at this size, I think I may even go bigger with the track, go a little bit wider, like maybe 900, like that, so I can have some more room to go back and forth. So what I need to do now is subdivide this surface so I have enough polygons to work with, as far as molding the shape of the ground. So what I need to do is hit Control E for edit, S for subdivide. I'm going to keep doing this until I get about, one more time, what I'm looking for is about 6 squares per, oh, you know what I just noticed? If I don't make this an even, like, size equally, my polygons are going to be different size shapes. They're going to be rectangles, and I kind of want them squares. I'm actually going to back out of this, like that, get out of edit mode, and I will make my object size 900 by 900. It's a perfect square. What I can do is I could put like the bleachers right here, where you would stand to drive your RC car, and then make the track over here. But back to this. So edit, subdivide, edit, subdivide, edit. Keep doing that until I get about 6 squares for my size of my truck, and I'm already there. I don't know how to explain this, but I did some experimenting. I found out that 6 squares that are the same size as my RC truck give me a good results. So now I have this, and now I can start editing, adding jumps. But before I do that, I want to texture, I want to lay out the track. Like, I want to paint where the track's going to go. Then I'll put the jumps along that track. And so I'm going to come out, I think I'm going to stay in edit mode. This, I'm going to get rid of some of these windows. N to remove this one, T to remove that one. I'm going to drag another window over. This one's going to be a UI image editor. I'm actually going to bring the tools back so I can get to my unwrap. The shortcut's U for unwrapping, but I want to project from view. What that does is it gives me, since I'm at the top, actually I probably should go top ortho and unwrap again. Let me do that. What that does is gives me these perfect squares, and so my texture will be perfectly painted on here. Alright, so now on this side, I'm going to go into texture paint with everything selected. And it says add a paint slot. I'll call that that, but I want it to be a brown color for dirt, of course. I always have a hard time making a brown. All right, boom. Now over here, I have this material diffuse color. And what I can do is I can pick a color, this color, and I'm gonna go just a little bit lighter to paint the track, like where the cars go often. The track will be a little bit drier than where. There you go. Anyways, like I was saying, where the truck drives, the track will be a little bit drier than everywhere else where the truck doesn't drive. So I'm going to get a little bit lighter color and I'm going to start painting. That actually did not work. So what I need to do, powerful effect. Don't want pressure sensitivity. Don't want mix. I want color. I'm going to turn this puppy up to 100. Not working. Why is that not working? Let's go a little bit lighter color with it. Actually not working the way I want it to work. Not sure why not. I want it to add lighter color. Whoa, that's way too much though. Not what. Ah, okay. So you want to be able to see the whole track when you're painting this track out. And you want your brush to be about twice the size of the car. You want to be able to race side by side, you know? So that'll give you kind of the scale of your track. And also, if you remember right, I said I was going to put the bleachers here for the person in the stand to drive their car, and they're going to race in this area. So what I'll do is I'll start painting the track. It doesn't have to be straight, which is perfectly okay. Come down like this. Come up, and I'll make the corners a little bit wider. By no means this is not going to be a production ready track, and I'll probably come back and fix this. The image editor and my Wacom tablet. I'm gonna have switchback. Something like that. Right. I might go a little bit bigger on my brush. Track area. If you haven't ever seen an RC car race, there is usually PVC pipes in between the lanes. There'd be like a PVC pipe lining the track so you don't just go right over, cheat. There's usually a start grid painted. Let me go a lot smaller with my brush and even zoom in. There's usually a start grid painted like this for the RC cars. Usually done with like field paint. Something like that. And the start finish line. Doing really bad checkers here. And this is usually where they have the there's a wire that goes underground and it counts your laps and your time, and there's a little transponder inside your RC car, and then every time you go over that line it'll beep beep for a lap. And front straight's usually kind of fast, and then you have some jumps, some technical sections. Right here will be fun if I start cambering the track, stuff like that. Then we'll have a rhythm section like right here, probably right here and here, and then this could be some whoops maybe. We'll get into editing that here in a second. Let me go ahead and join this area like that. Oh, I picked the wrong view. Okay. We're actually going to switch over to oh, here it is, sorry. Preview. Okay, so there's the track. It's all nice and flat. This is a good place to do your save. We're going to save this thing, save as. We're going to say track 1. Okay, now to start adding the jumps. I found that the jumps in the game with the gravity and stuff that I have, I don't want them to be too big because then it starts to feel floaty. I want them to be kind of small and technical, but still fun. I still want you to feel like you caught air and you like were in control. So what I'll do is I'll switch on to object mode. We're going to change into texture, material. We need to put a light in the scene. Shift add, lamp, sun. There we go. Move the sun up like that. I'll delete that later, but the sun's just going to help us see the track. So go into edit mode and deselect. And now you can see this cool grid. What we do want to do is we want to triangulate the faces like this. This gives us a little bit more to work with when we start trying to make a smooth slope or something like that. Now, there's 2 different modes for editing. There's like area effect mode. I call it O. And I'll show you what that does here. Let me go ahead and select. I want to have a tabletop like right off the get-go here. This. Probably should use box select. Additive. Can I do additive? Huh. There we go. Ah. All right. So with O selected, you can see this here, and it see what it's called, proportional editing mode. It edits not only the ground, but you could roll up your mouse wheel and change the area of effect and see how, if you wanted a nice smooth hill, or if you wanted a jump, pretty stiff, you change your area of effect. I want something sort of like this. One good test to see if your jump is like too big or crazy or whatever is to put the car body next to it and look at it from the side. Kind of want the jumps to be the same height as the car or a little bit higher. You don't want to go too much more than that. Let me go back into this. Let's give this a little bit more height. A little bit. And we want to lock it on the Z-axis. We don't want to go back and forth. Like this would be way crazy, right? So we want to go like that. That's too high, I still think. So we're going to grab it and go on the Z. Something like that. Now, we're going to export it and we're going to take it into Unity, test out this one jump, and see how it feels. And then we're going to just keep testing jump, a jump, a jump, like that. So, to do that, go ahead and hit save. Save your project. Go to export. I use FBX. Then I say selected object only because I only want the track. Don't want everything else. I just want the track only. I don't want the car body or any props that I might put in there for scaling. So I also hit this experimental apply transform. What that does is Unity has a different up access than Blender does. And so when you bring in your objects, they're usually like on their side, and it's a big old pain in the butt. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit track. By the way, that was exported into this models section here. Actually, it was not where it was supposed to export. Do that again. Export X. Anyway, I put it somewhere okay. I'm going to put it in my models folder and call it track. I go back into Unity. Now we can see we have an issue. Oh, we don't have that image that we painted for the track. We need to get that as well. So image. We're going to save this image. Save image as. I'm going to keep it in my 3D project, but I'm also going to copy it over to where I'm working. This is track one, diffuse. Save it. I'm also going to do file save, copy, and then that will go into my assets folder. Now inside Unity, I have the track. I believe I can just drag it onto there. Boom. And we're golden. What I have noticed is that my camera is not where I wanted it. I wanted the grandstands to be here. So I'm going to move the camera right now. Move it over. We're going to put it forward. In fact, I'm going to put it there. We're going to use the rotate tool. We're on global. We're on global. We're going to rotate it. Cool. Let me move it a little bit more. I want to be in the center of the track. The truck. Now, instead of having the truck fall down, have to drive around, come over here to hit the jump, I'm going to move the truck into position so I don't have to mess with all that. Y is up in. Hit the jump. Pretty much a non-event there. Can catch much air. See if we can fix. Man, it looks. Actually, looks kind of. The track looks kind of small. Oh, and I went flying off the track. Reset. Actually, I kind of like that. How it does a little wheelie. Let's see. Oh man, that's tough. Tough to drive. I think I made the track too tight. Down the front straight, make my little turn. Yeah, it's a little tight for the steering that I have. Oh, off the track. Yeah, I think that little chicane's way too tight. Way too tight. Alright, so stop playing the track. I'm going to go back into Blender. This is kind of how it goes, back and forth, back and forth. I am going to go over to here. We're gonna paint this thing and make it a little bit better, I think. Who we want to paint? Where are my tools at? Color. Pick up our dirt color back. And we're gonna make the track a bit wider. I think I really probably should have tested that before I made that first jump. Probably come just straight through here like this. I will. Whoops. It's okay that I get rid of my start lines there. They weren't that great anyway. That. Oh, two. Down. All right, file. Save. And my ass. Now if we go back into Unity, the track should, boom, automatically change. It did. That's cool. I want to edit that first jump. Don't really like its position. A little too close to start of the turn, and now it doesn't fit the track layout, by the way, either. Oh, that's not good. Top view. Box select. Cool. Got ortho. I don't know why. Just go down until it's almost flat. Doesn't have to be perfectly flat. So, oh, that's kind of silly looking. No, wrong way. I want to make the area influence large. That's as good as I'm going to be able to fix that, unfortunately. But what I can do, build something here. Grab that. Let's make a little hill. Why not? Let's make it impactful. That. Grab it again. Less impact. Fit. And that might actually be a pretty cool little jump. I can get rid of this now. I like that. So let's try it out. export, and now all I have to do should be the only thing I have to do is update that. And inside Unity, boom, we see the update. Give it a shot. Gotta make car noises if you're making a car game. Rules. Off the track. Dang, my car seems bigger than a hard corner to make, unless I have some sort of hill. Oh, got a little sideways. I'm gonna see if I can make the car turn a little bit better. I do have a feature that'll keep you from rolling over. You will roll over a little bit and slow down, but then the car should self-right. I did that because in a real race, there's what's called turn marshals. They're out there on the track flipping the cars over. I won't have those in my game, so the car needs to sort of flip itself back over if it gets into trouble. Alright, so the first bump's okay. Seems like my car a little bit bigger, so I'm going to scale my car. Oh, jeez, that's not what I want to do. Scale my car up a little bit just so I have a better feel of how big everything is. I may go back into paint mode. Let me do that. Keep this thing open. Object mode. And paint. Not in. Tools. Okay. Okie dokie. So let's pick this color here. Track color. And we're gonna try to round off some of these. Turns. And so it kind of looks like there's a fast line if you come up through here, cut this kind of, come down straight through here. I'm gonna put some bumps and stuff right here. And with this, that's way. Like that. Save image. Alright, so now I can actually get rid of here. Not all the way, don't get rid of it all the way because I'm going to need it. And let's start building some more this track. I think I want to block selection right here. I'm going to try to make this a berm. Grab it. looking on the Z, and we were crank this up. This side. Grab YZ. Didn't quite do it. So maybe I just do the edges. Box. Again. This. Now if I grab it. Sort of did it, but not quite. Let's see. Maybe if I grab some more of these inside this section here, I won't get that crease. I don't know if you saw that crease that was being made. Definitely don't want a crease. Still kind of crease in it, but not as bad. I think I can live with that. Do here. Yep. That might be cool. Kind of up. Kind of has that crease, but. Let's see how it plays. We'll never know. What I do want to do is I want to make this smooth. Tab, all, this is smooth. What that will do, that looks cool. All right, cool. So I'll save this. I won't save this because I don't know if I like that big bump or not. I'll export it and we'll find out real quick. So this sort of jump, come up the hill, turn, oh, don't roll over. Yeah, that's cool. Need to be able to turn sharper. What happens if I crank up my turning sharpness? Wow. On that. You can make it, but at the moment you have to go so slow. And then, I don't know. You get all sideways action. I don't know where I'm going to have room to make jumps on the track unless I make them on the front straight. Alright, so my truck, let's see what I can do about the go 25,000 for torque. It'll give me a little bit more power. Take off, and it might also give me enough power to like kick the rear end around a little bit easier. Yeah, I thought it would. It might kick the rear end around a little too much. So this truck is actually really complicated with the wheel colliders and everything. Cool, and the truck ripped. Gear force 30. Let's go 45. Oh wow, that can really turn the wheels now. Oh shoot, rolled right off the thing. I don't know why when I restart a scene in Unity, the lighting gets all messed up. Roll right off the thing. On a normal RC car track, there's like borders around the track itself. Yeah. Alright. So, I haven't made much fun things. Let's make a jump on this front straight. Oh, select these. Grab it, go in the Z direction. We will turn down the area of effect. Times you need to. That would be a pretty big jump, I think. Give it a shot. Export FBX. Track. Now, boom, there's a jump right there. Give it a shot and see what it feels like. Oh, little jump. Amber Hill and turn. Very too tight. Oh, that's a pretty good jump. That was a fun jump. I'm actually going to cut the track just to test this jump a couple times. A big jump. A little too big, I think. So we'll grab it. Z. Just a bit. So you just got to keep messing with it until you find one that how it feels good, you know? Just keep messing with it. too little. I put a little extra lip on it right there. Back to export. Off the track. Like that. Move the truck behind the jump. Like I was up to speed when I hit it. Good. Anyway, that's kind of how I'm going to go about building my tracks. It's going to take forever, I think, but I should get nice tracks that have good feel. Be able to actually like tune the track. See, this thing needs to be a little bit wider so I can make that turn without stopping. Make a landing real quick for this jump. Somewhere right here. And here. Grab it. Calendar. That'd be kind of a gnarly step up if I can make it. See if I can. There's a trick. Sometimes if your little thing gets in the way, you can click a face way away from it. Start clicking the faces you actually want. Something I kind of use to cheat just a little bit. Then make sure you unclick it, of course, and then grab more area affected, and I want to go on. All right, let's see how that drives. Export FBX. Kind of cool to see the jump up here. Oh, too far. Big of a jump. Okay, a little too big. I need to make a button that will export EX for me. Run the Python code. Yeah, it's a little too short. Or track. Now I landed on top. What I can do is take that flat top and ramp it down. Bad jump. Okay, cool. I think that'll be fun. Tab, we'll do edges. Let's see if I can. Sometimes you just have to zoom in to select the ones that you need. We're going to take this area effect off. So we're just doing this edge. I might actually leave the area effect on. Grab that thing. That actually did it all in one shot. Pretty cool. Cool. Let's export that, see how that drives. That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. And now, next time I should have a better track for you guys to look at. And yeah, getting there. Maybe we can add some moguls right here. Some whoops. Let's see. Pieces. Squares. Something like that. Are we on? We are on area of effect. Grab them, go on the z-axis, make the area of effect bigger. some whoops. Little mobile things. Give that a shot and see what that feels like. It pop up right there. That's pretty cool. Oh. Wow. Oh, those things really knock you for a loop. Um, roll this. And power up the hill. Slow down. Go through the whoops. Turn. Awesome. Oh, went too fast through there. Get the idea. Pretty technical track. I don't even have the PVC pipes in yet. Yeah. So the track that I used to race at when they made these moguls, they made them out of white cylinders. They're like half circles. So I'm gonna actually paint them. I think that'll be cool. This I can do. I want to keep the selection. Keep the selection in tune from over here to over here. There's a way to do that. I forgot how. Oh, I think this side has to be UV. Oh. Well, I could paint it over here. I don't know why I was so worried about that. I could paint it over on this side. Paint mode, paint mode, extra paint. Oh, I actually lost it. This way I can see what I'm doing. One, two, three, four. Okay. Go into paint mode, extra paint, white color, brush bigger. in here. Maybe because I unwrapped it wrong. Oh. Wrap. Oh, I don't want to do that. Weird. Paint. I can't paint. Guys, maybe if I do vertex. Oh, sure can't. I'll have to do it on this side. Bummer. Hard. I have to kind of guess where these things are because I have a hard time painting them in the other view. All right. Image, key. Now the track should be kind of more bumpy looking. Let's see how that looks. Game. I might actually go for that look. One of my favorite games, called Soda Off-Road Racing. It had a very chunky look like that. Oh, two-wheel motion. Awesome. Oh, so hard. The handling is so hard. I think I'll build a bigger track next time so I can have some space to actually get up to speed. Make my turns bigger. Have a place where I can have a rhythm section. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Go ahead and call that for today. Next week I will be building I'll be building more tracks in between now and then, and I'm going to try to have some better track to show, but this is how I'm going to go about building my tracks. Gives me a chance to, like I said, fine-tune everything, and keep my file sizes down so I don't have to use the terrain object inside Unity itself. I know it would be easier, but sometimes easier is not always the best solution. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I will catch you guys next time, and I will have some better tracks to show. I'll have at least one. Because this track kind of sucks. I'm probably going to even delete it, but at least I got some practice making it and had, you know, kind of figured out how I was going to make it. And then, yeah. Catch you next time. Thanks for joining. I will see you later.